Hey guys, welcome back. It's Reddit time. My apologies in advance. There's not a whole lot of people actually asking questions in these. I don't know what's going on. No one's asking questions. Everyone's just posting things. So it is what it is. No, I'm not going to change the title. Suck it if you think I should. But yeah, let's get into. We got some interesting topics. Maybe a couple things that I can advise on. So we will touch on those, but also just a lot of interesting stuff that's going on. Maybe a couple things that aren't interesting, but we're putting them in there anyway. Now, the hats. Yes, do not buy a hat. It is very expensive. It doesn't net me much of anything because they're expensive to make. They're one-time special order only. The white hats are the ones that one and done. Same with all the other hats before it. Only offering them because I know certain people are going to want them regardless of the price. New Era, $59.50. Custom embroidery, expensive. No, your uncle that's making them in the backyard. Those are not the same hats. Those are $10 dad hats. I'm sure your uncle is a very nice guy and he didn't fondle you. But yes, that's what we're dealing with here. Sign-ups until the 15th, and then next week will be payments. You can probably sneak in a sign-up later than that. But again, no guarantees. Now, first up, we have Armando Santo. 2 hours ago, who says, are there any art-related Pokemon cards? Ooh, boy, are you in luck. There are, and I'm sure somebody somewhere has a list of these. Someone does. Whether it's a secret list or not, I'm sure this exists. Art-inspired. I mean, everything's going to be art-inspired in some capacity, but like something that's like a tribute is a whole different story. They say, so I'm new to collecting and I love that there are art homage cards out there. Unfortunately, most of them are wildly overpriced, such as the Munch and Van Gogh cards. I missed the Munch ones in here. And Van Gogh cards. But other than the stamp promo ones, are there any art homage cards? Figured it's something I'd try to go after if there are enough. So like the Van Gogh ones, spoiler alert, those are not expensive. Are they expensive? Are they too expensive at the moment? Yes. If there's more that are coming out, are they going to be expensive? No, probably not. They did say, who knows with Pokemon Center? They're an absolute dumpster fire sometimes, but I would imagine more are going to come out and these are going to be very affordable. Yes, the Munch ones, especially the ones that you had to be at the museum itself in order to get. Yeah, they're expensive at this point in time. They weren't that expensive before, but they were always kind of expensive. There was a barrier to entry, barrier to entry. There was a barrier. There was definitely a barrier there, especially the ones that you had to either be there, go to the museum exhibit, get the card, or buy it from somebody that did. Definitely a limiting factor. I think a lot of people thought the Van Gogh cards were going to be the same thing, because the Pokemon Company just really messed up on that. At first, it sounded like you couldn't get them unless it was at the exhibit. Then they said it would be on the Pokemon Center. We didn't know if everything was going to be available. And then they got purchased up by bots and or people that were scraping the site or had information of people that scraped the site in order to purchase them before they even went live on the website. So it's a mess. Yes, all the people, even the people that bought the living crap out of them, they're all selling the promos. It's going to be a little bit of a race to the bottom. They're all going to want to dump those cards, those promos, as fast as possible, because there is the very looming threat, especially with the Pokemon Company saying, "Hey guys, we're printing more. We're going to make sure people have an opportunity to get them with probably other purchases." It sounds like the merchandise itself is not coming back. According from what they said, I think they should have. Maybe they should do like pre-orders or something like that for people that want the actual merchandise, even if it's not everything. I think to print more of it, maybe just the sleeves, maybe just the prints, maybe just the postcards. I don't know what they need to do, but some of it, maybe the most it's probably hard to tell what even the most popular items are at this point in time. But yeah, I think like maybe pre-signups, even if people don't pay in advance. Just people to be able to like pre-order that stuff. It would be a good idea in the future. Something like that. There's a lot of things they could do to make things better, and they're not doing any of them. At least they weren't on that release. That was a disaster and a half. All right, what do we see here? We got Fudge Cheese who says, I'm not entirely sure if it's what you're after, but Poliwhirl full art from 151 reminds me of Impressionism and would fit in an art theme in my opinion. It's not explicitly meant to copy / imitate a famous art piece, but that's something that came to mind. True. We got Origin Form Palkia V alt art from Astral Radiance. True. It's more affordable than the, I don't know, was the Dialga supposed to be replicating like the Palkia, the V alt art? Definitely had the MC Escher, which was pretty cool. I don't know if there was anything else in that set. You would think that they would be, it'd be cool if they were both done by the same artist and both kind of imitating, not imitating, but like paying tribute to an artist in some way, famous artist in some way. There is also a Smeargle card from Lost Thunder that is clearly an homage to Pierre Mondrian. My apologies for butchering that name. Some of the other Smeargle cards probably are too. I just don't recognize the specific artists. I would check here, and you may see more you recognize. So we'll show off the Munch screen promos here. These were cool. Some of them you could get on the Pokemon Center, I believe, and some of them you had to be at the museum itself. Probably indicates here. But very cool cards. They were popular at the time. They became very expensive over time, over the old pandemic. And that whole situation, but also now just people want them. And again, it's more of a, well, I mean, they were bound to be popular cards regardless. Pretty limited, pretty hard to obtain, even at the time. Somewhat expensive, you might say. Not even close to as expensive as they are now. I think we're going to touch on these a little bit later on too. So we also have the Nirvana Nevermind cover. Shout out to PK who put this on the playmat. We have the Arita. He put the Arita Squirtle on a playmat, on his playmat. But yeah, we have kind of the same vibe. You have to say that it's probably what he was going after, what he was doing here. I think it'd be hard to argue otherwise that wasn't inspired in some way. Now, next we have, is this product Pokemon Center exclusive? This is Pokeball. I don't think this is a different Pokeball, not YouTuber Pokeball. This is just Pokeball. And yes, you're going to see a lot of the Japanese stuff being resold. I would encourage everyone to learn how to purchase their own stuff from Japan. Good idea to do that. You have to be careful. You got to know what you're doing. You need to practice. You need to be cautious. Again, no matter where you're buying stuff from. Well, I mean, there's safer spots. Like here, this is a Pokemon Center item. Says, I saw this box and I'm curious because I really want the sleeves, but I'm not going to pay 35 European dollarinos. Cookie Misha says, yes. Yep, it is Japan exclusive. So a lot of the sleeves, deck boxes and stuff like that that come out in Japan, we don't get them in English. There are exceptions. Most of the time, though, the sleeves are Japan exclusive. We get kind of like ETB sleeves, and that's about it. If you're ever going to Japan, by the way, and you have a mabillion sleeves from ETBs, they do very well over there. If you want to trade them, I think some shops and stuff like that. I know I've heard of people bringing over a suitcase, mostly filled with Pokemon sleeves from the West to bring them to Japan. They don't have them over there, so they think it's something special. The same way we don't have their sleeves. Their sleeves are more like art based. Ours are more, I don't know what you call it, like silhouette and simple kind of designs on them, but still, regardless, they do like them. Cookie Misha says it's a brand new product. The price is likely going to go down as sellers acquire more stock. That I don't know. So here is this is Pokemon Center-online.com, which is the Japanese online Pokemon Center for anyone that doesn't know. These are the sleeves. So you do have to search in Japanese. So all I did here was I looked up Giovanni and translated it into Japanese using Google. Just Pokemon Giovanni in Japanese. Got the name, copy pasted it into the keyword search here, and you can see here we have the sleeves, we have the deck box. So yeah, they're not cheap. They're like $9 Canadian, 889 yen, and they're sold out. So whether or not they're going to restock, I don't know if sleeves restock. Maybe someone can chime in on that in the comment section down below, if you guys know whether these restock or not. Now the problem with the Pokemon Center Japan is the fact that you cannot buy from there unless you're in Japan or unless you use a proxy service. So that's where we have Bai. If you haven't watched my Bai video, do it before you use Bai. But also just know that you got to be very careful. You don't have to be very careful with the Pokemon Center online. They're not going to screw you. They're not going to scam you. But if you're buying stuff from like Yahoo Japan, Mercari, that kind of thing, where it's like an online marketplace kind of yard sale kind of thing, you have to be very careful, because if you get scammed, if you get whether you get resealed product like I got, whether you get counterfeits or anything like that, you can get scammed. And it's not, Bai is not scamming you. It is whoever the seller is scamming you, I guess, through Bai. Bai is just buying the item for you. You say, hey, buy this, they buy it. They can't get their money back from a lot of those marketplaces. Now, you don't have to worry about it. With Pokemon Center, Japan here, you're in safe hands. So what you want to do is you make your Bai account, you click my link, because it'll give you a 10% off your first order, which you probably want to place a big order if you're doing a first order, and getting the coupon, the 10% off. They have random coupons every now and then for different marketplaces, different offers and stuff like that you can go through. But important here is the fact that you have the Bai extension for the Pokemon Center. So some of it you can go on just like the bai.jp website, and you can browse through those marketplaces, those auction sites and stuff like that. But for the Pokemon Center, for Amazon Japan, you have to go to the actual site. You need this little Bai add to Bai extension. And the item needs to be in stock in order to do it, but you just click on here, and you would add to Bai cart. Just click right here, and then you go check out. So that's the thing too. It takes a little bit of getting used to, but it's a good way. Eventually, I'll hopefully make a Tenzo video, which will work for if you're doing pre-orders, or if you're doing like lottery type things. Not lottery type things like, are you going to win the lottery, or you're like buying a ticket and gambling, but more like lottery as in, you sign up and you might get the chance to buy some cheap booster boxes and stuff like that. So that's the kind of thing that if you're into the Japanese end of things, whether it's accessories, whether it's the cards, whether sealed product, whatever, the best places to get them are going to be like your Amazon lottery, going to be like your Pokemon Center here. This is where you're going to get the stuff the cheapest. You do need to buy it before it's sold out. That's what these shops are doing. That's what we're seeing here. The Pokevault.com is just buying this stuff from the Pokemon Center. It's a Pokemon Center exclusive item, so they're buying it from there when it's sold out, and then they can charge more. Maybe they bought a bunch of them and they're using it as inventory, that kind of thing. So if you want to skip the middleman, who probably has a middleman to get the stuff to them, unless they're located in Japan, that's what you got to do. That's how you're going to save the most money. The thing is, though, on items that don't restock or don't necessarily restock, you gotta buy them when they're in stock. So keep an eye on that stuff. If like sleeves and stuff like that is what you're going after, just keep an eye and buy it when it's available, because there's a lot of stuff that's on the Pokemon Center online that it isn't anymore. I don't want to speak to how limited any of this stuff is, but chances are it's the only place you can buy it. It's the same thing with like the Pokemon Center exclusive ETBs in the West, from the English side of things. You can't buy it anywhere else. Or it's the same as like the Walmart Reshazard, like the gold Reshazard. You couldn't buy it anywhere else. I want to say the same with the GameStop Pika ROM. But it seems like they had extra Pika ROMs, or did another run of Pika ROMs, where Pika ROM ended up being available through distribution, which was a whole nother weird thing. All right, we got the Chloe _ at 9800, who says, my story of finding the Pikachu munch card in Akihabara, Japan. Very cool. That is very expensive. That is an expensive boy. I don't know if the Pikachu was like Pokemon Center. I'd want to say that it wasn't, but I don't want to speak on that. I can't remember which ones were. I thought the Mimikyu was only available at the exhibit, but I think maybe it was 2 of them. Someone let me know down in the comments as well. We're not looking it up right now. That's not what we're here for. All right, they say it's story time, guys. Story time. I was at Akihabara. In the first few card shops I went to was at that radio Kaikan building in front of the station. The first card shop in the building was selling it for 158,000 yen, which is roughly 1,060 USD, ungraded. Next card shop was selling it for 278,000 yen, which is roughly 1865. Then I literally just gave up on buying a Pikachu Munch card and decided to just wander around. But then I came across this card shop not very far away in Akihabara called Card Max. It's a few blocks away from the station, and it's on the 3rd floor in the building. Walked in, and it was a very small store with workers in the back doing online orders. Saw the Pikachu card on the wall for 99,800 yen, which is 660 USD. I have no idea the prices on this stuff, so I don't know if this is like a sick, nasty price. I mean, assume like it is compared to the other prices that they came across here. I literally gasped and immediately told the worker with my broken Japanese, Sumimasen Pikachu Munch Onigashimasu, and she happily smiled at me as she, I love the extra letters in here, and then she happily smiled at me as she opens the glass wall and handed me the card to inspect it. It was literally mint with no visible scratches and everything was Gucci. Bought it immediately and took the crowded, packed like a can of sardines train back to my hotel. Whole train ride, I was just staring at the Pikachu. I took the picture of the card, knowing that it's in my handbag, even though I wanted to pull it out so bad. Very cool. Cool story. Cool that you found a good deal, that you're happy with it, that you're excited to own the card, that you kind of, are these expensive? I mean, if it's a card that's truly special to you, even if it was as expensive as the 158,000 yen, it's something that it's obtainable, guys. Let's be real here. Is it something that you're going to have to save up for potentially? Yes, but if it's something that you truly want, that you truly will treasure, it sounds like this individual is just in cloud 9 right now with the purchase. So even if it was more expensive, if they saved up and grabbed one, I think they'd be content with it. So that's the thing. That's the difference too. It's just like, does it make sense financially? Maybe not if you haven't saved up for it, if you're buying other stuff and you just want to grab one as well. But if it's something that, if this is your grail, this is your personal grail, then I don't see any problem with spending that much money. It is expensive. Yes, it blows. There are a lot of very expensive cards. But again, it's not like you're, buying it. I don't know how much 10 is. It's probably very expensive. But regardless, if you're happy with the condition, if you're happy with the card, there's a cool story where you went there, you were in Japan shopping for it yourself. I'm assuming that you're visiting there, since you said that the language barrier was a little bit of a thing, or that your Japanese is not exactly top notch. I barely can speak a lick, so you're ahead of most people here. All right, we have Conflict, who said, just got this sent from a TCG player seller that has 100% feedback. All right, so first off, if you have 100% feedback and you only sold 5 things, if you mostly sold things that are not Pokemon, because TCG Player doesn't just sell Pokemon, they sell a lot of things, a lot of different card games. And if you have 5 feedback and it's all Magic cards or something else that isn't Pokemon, then yeah, I mean, that's what we're dealing with here. So 100% feedback is great. But maybe they messed up. Maybe they don't know Pokemon. Maybe they don't know this era of Pokemon and don't realize that this boy here with no texture on it is a fake one. I have a video showing like a lot of modern stuff. The texture is almost, I shouldn't say almost, the texture is never right on counterfeit cards with texture. Some get somewhat close, but compare. Side-by-side comparison, as I always recommend, is the best way to go. That back picture is terrible. I mean, both these pictures are kind of terrible. I mean, the front you can tell right away because it's lacking. The print kind of looks like dog. Do we have like a little bit of texture down the side here, or is that just like artifact from like scanning the textured card? I'm not sure, but very fake. Commander Sabo says, that makes me sad. I have like 40 cards coming from various places through TCG Player. All right, so on the channel here, we do talk a lot about fakes. We do recommend that you know what you're looking at. But the fact that this person is concerned about the fact that they have 40 cards coming, 99.9% of the time, you're probably not going to get fake cards because most people that are selling on there know that this is not a real card. You're fine. Okay, let's say you received this Glaceon GX instead of the real thing. You get a refund. That's pretty much it. Regardless of where you're getting it from, whether it's eBay or anywhere else, if you know what you're looking at here, you get a refund. It's fine. The seller, we're going to assume that they didn't do this maliciously, but you got to keep in mind, anyone could just go on, maybe not anyone, pretty much anyone could just go on TCG Player and make an account and start selling on there. They can have 100% feedback because they only sold 5 things or 10 things, or they sold a bunch of stuff that wasn't Pokemon. They didn't know this was fake. You did, because you should know what's fake or not when you're purchasing this stuff. You shouldn't be relying on the seller. That's the thing. There's any marketplace, whether it's eBay, whether it's anywhere else, you need to know what you're looking at, because if you get sent a fake, you need to be able to identify it. Even if it's graded, you can't just close your eyes and, stick it up your butt and be like, yeah, I got a legitimate card up my butt. No, you have to know what you're looking at. That's all there is to it, especially if it's a significant amount of money to you. So, yeah, and then condition as well. So you're going to get that kind of, that's going to be the same experience no matter where you get stuff. It's just how it works. All right, we have a meme here that's going on. We got the read and weep nerds. Because you're buying blue version packs, the chance is higher in red version. Oh my god. Yeah, hopefully that isn't a thing where there's like 2 different types of booster packs and you have to trade. Although maybe that's an idea. You get like red and blue version for 151. Red packs and blue packs. I don't hate that. I mean, Japan kind of does that a little bit, where some of the sets have like 2 sets that are, 2 different types of booster packs. I guess that's kind of the idea. Metapod. Read and weep nerds. 30,000 or best offer. I know what I got. All right. Oh, there we go. We got the Master Ball. That's the big banger. No comments. Unfortunate. I guess it was only 4 hours ago. We got more Metapod meme. We got promos for Paradox Rift ETBs. I think these promos are pretty sick. I don't understand why Screamtail wasn't on the box. Or I guess it wasn't Screamtail. Screamtail was on one of the boxes. No, Screamtail wasn't on the box. Why are the promos not the Pokemon that are on the boxes? That weirds me out. What is going on here? All right, so we got Screamtail. Very cool. Both of them very cool promos. These are just IRs, I guess, that were ripped from the set. They could have been in the set, but I guess they need promos of some kind. I'm very excited for these. Screamtail is cool. I think I like this one a little bit better, but the Iron Bundle is also pretty sick. So looking forward to those. I'm really looking forward to Paradox Rift in general. I think it's going to be an awesome set. It's going to be big. It's going to be 3 sets combined. So we got another Paldea Evolved on our hands. My plan is to open, oh my god, we got a little rip here. My plan is to open 4 cases and hopefully complete the set, but that's a reach. You could probably open a jillion cases and still be short that 1 card, because there's going to be a lot of IRs. IRs are going to be a problem. Just saying it right now. Where there's going to be like 34 to 36 IRs, maybe 34 because there's these 2 have been pulled out of the set. Yeah, I'm excited though. We got the ancient Pokemon, we get the future Pokemon. Cool little mechanisms, cool little gimmick. I like it. Yeah, just a ton of really cool artworks for sure. If you haven't already, PSA Pikachu has boxes for $99 USD for all you United States individuals. So get on over there. They're pre-orders, but I mean, it's coming up. You might want to grab a couple boxes. Much appreciated to anyone and everyone that has been shopping PSA Pikachu. It's well packaged. It's reliable. The allocation is not really an issue on this set. It seems like there's going to be a decent amount of it on release, which is nice. I love that. I know people are like, what the hell? I can't even flip my box for double on release day. No, you shouldn't be able to do that. Hopefully, you know, I don't want it to be printed to so much that it's just like it's around for years and years and years. More so just that like it's available when it's new, when it's, you know, when people want to get it. It's nice to open stuff on release day and not be limited to, you know, a certain amount. That's what we're doing. We're gonna do a mega stream on the channel release day. Probably 4 cases of booster boxes. We're gonna open and open and open and open. It's gonna be sick. I'm excited. I think I'm more excited for that than 151. 151 was good though. For like a specialty set, at least it had some chase, it had some variety. The main part of the set was pretty big. Putting in the binder was a huge pain in the ass, but well, I'm over it. I'm over it at this point. It's okay. It's in there. I was finally able to get my first 4 151 packs. Safe to say I hit the jackpot. Holy crap. I would say so. 4 packs and you got 2 SIRs. One of them being the Charizard, Alakazam, and a Caterpie. That is either made up or that is banging. But yeah. Sweet. All right. Next up, who do we have here? We gotta make this a little bit bigger. There we go. We have a Cruise Dan, who says, I finally finished collecting all the alt arts from Sword and Shield. 98 more cards to complete this 1024 card binder. Time to finish off the rainbows and golds. When it's finished, this binder will have all the full arts plus more in Sword and Shield. All right, this is a wild binder. We got a 4x4. Holy moly! Look at this thing. That is both an expensive and or hard to open. I mean, I'm assuming that they bought them as singles. It's probably the way to go. Oh man, a lot of these like trainer galleries, super underrated, super inexpensive. Even if you did just trainer galleries in a binder, it would look phenomenal and very budget friendly. Not to mention the fact that they have so much foil on them that like probably going to be hard to find later on without scratches all over them. I've seen a lot of people that just have them in like an ETB, selling them off cheap, no sleeves. Like guys, they're penny sleeves. I know you might not get them for a penny in this day and age, but like for a couple cents, just throw a penny sleeve on these foil cards. You're gonna keep them. Same with the reverses. I don't get it, but I guess at the same time, it benefits anyone that decides to do so. Now, this is wild to me. We got little cutout versions of the cards that they're missing that are printed off. Probably like an inkjet or something. Just crazy. The rainbow pages are pretty wild. Yeah, seeing a 4x4 rainbow spread is pretty wild. Even more wild, I guess, once these are actual cards instead of little print-offs. But yeah, regardless. Ooh, look at that gold page, though. The gold pages. And the gold energies. Very cool. Very cool. I mean, at this point, you have like all the expensive stuff. Yeah, you almost have like a reason to pick up all of the like the non-hollows and reverse hollows and stuff. I guess in regular Vs. It wouldn't be too hard to do so. Vs and V stars. Be pretty inexpensive to complete sets. Like you got the chunky boys, even the amazing rares down here on the bottom. Pretty crazy. We got the Crown Zenith there in the end. Oh my god, we got the baby shinies too. Oh wait, we need the futsal. Man, those futsals, they were inexpensive. I don't know if they've done anything recently, but probably want to get those sooner than later. Not so soon that it was like when the Pikachu was supposed to be the rarest thing on earth and only given out to children that played in the futsal league, but after that, when it got put out normally at stores. But like another time, like, man, you got to be careful with Pokemon reprints and or releases. They can really smash you. Like thousands of dollars for that Pikachu at one point in time, and now, like, what was it as cheapest? Like $10? It's probably more than that now, but We got a top deck portfolio binder. Very cool. If you guys didn't know, you can get 15% off at dexprotection.com. The link down below. If you need binders, deck boxes, that sort of thing. They have the zipper ones. I prefer the ones without the zipper. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I do really like the 12 pockets. I don't know about the 16 pocket. Seems excessive. But maybe it just takes some like getting used to. It would take up like the whole desk. Probably be hard to even put it on camera. Cam123383 saying, found the perfect frame for my perfect little guy. This is kind of cute. Put that on your desk like that. Hopefully, I think these Pikachu with the gray felt hats are going to be like way less expensive. Hopefully the Pokemon Center just smartens up and does follow through with releasing more of these. Make it so that like you spend 20 or 30 bucks and you get one kind of things, just so everyone can get one that wants to get one. Yes, it's good that it's limited to some extent, but not good when you can't even buy it off the website. Like it should at least be on there available for a few days. I think is like the happy medium. That way people that are in tune, that know what's going on, that know that it exists, that really want it, that truly want it, can get one. But still, there's not like such an abundance of it that it's just, a dollar a piece. There's a happy medium. At least then it remains a little bit special. All right, we have Bees Knees 32 who says, I'm stoked. I think they mean stoked. I actually got a 10. All right. Oh my goodness. Clean your nails. But also, very cool. This has got to be a good feeling. We got the 10 Pikachu Master Ball. Not a fan of graded cards, but nice looking Pikachu. He looks very polite. He's the goodest of boys. Yeah. Those Master Ball, man, I hope we never get Master Ball 1 per booster box reverses in English. No, please no. Never. Don't do it. I can only imagine. All right. Hot Fold 8351 says, how rare are these Korean Pokemon toothbrushes? Just wanted to share this item as I added this to my collection last year. It's definitely my most unique Pokemon card item in my collection. Does anyone else have one? I didn't even know that these existed. This is weird. It's weird, but you know what? I wanted to see, does this Pikachu have the female tail? I think it does. Can't tell. Maybe it does, like the heart-shaped tail. They're kind of neat. So you get a toothbrush for yourself, you get one for your sister, and you get a booster pack. I guess this is weird, but again, this is just like, I guess if you're gonna market to children, you're gonna get them to want to brush their teeth. Maybe it's like a mom and dad can't say no because you just want a toothbrush. It just happens to come with a booster pack, which is cool. I don't know. Is this like a sample pack? I don't know if this is like it's one pack and comes with 2 cards or what's going on with this. But we got the Evolutions on there. We got the Pikachus on the toothbrush. Weird product, but I'm sure it's effective. It's kind of like cereal where you have like prizes inside it. We're not allowed to have in Canada. It's too enticing for children to get a prize out of your cereal. I know a lot of people, and they're like, what the hell? Poor Canadians? Poor Canadian children that don't even get prizes in their cereal like they do in the States. I think there's been some where like they include like a spoon and it's got like a drinking straw in it, but it's not a toy. It's a spoon. It's kind of like here. It's a toothbrush. It's not a toy. But you get a pack with it. Or it might be like something to do with like just Korean. I don't know. In Korea, do they have anything like Japan? Or a lot of like Pokemon items will include, or like figurines and stuff like that will include like one little piece of gum so that they can put them in the candy section. All right, we have Ace Headhunter who says, found my childhood cards. They got some. Oh my goodness, that is a beat up Kabutops right there. Those are definitely childhood cards. This Pidgeot looks like it has more scratch on it than not. He's gone through some battles. I wish they would have shown like the rest of the contents in here. But we have Dirty saying, dang, first edition. in regards to the Machamp. They're always first edition. What you do want to check for is if it doesn't have a shadow along the border here, then it is more valuable. That's like the shadowless version, but they always have the stamp regardless of whether they have the shadow or not. These were from the theme deck, starter deck, whatever you want to call it. $3.50 says, LOL, just like my childhood, duct taping everything. Face Aaron says, that poor Kabutops has seen better days. It's always nice to find childhood cards. Now you just have to sleeve everything and put them in a nice binder or sell them. It's up to you. I don't know if I would sell them. I think this is like a special thing. Childhood cards. You could put them in a binder if you wanted to. Or keep them in the old duct tape lunchbox, holder box, Tupperware box, whatever you want to call it. Next, Jax_SM. You can tell 151 is very popular with the gentlemen, with the ladies. It is just, people love it. It's 151. People love the original 151 Pokemon. We've seen a lot of people that are like, it's a reason for them to get back into the hobby, reason for them to like start buying packs again, that kind of thing. People that are hit or miss on Scarlet and Violet. Anyone that is hit or miss on Scarlet and Violet, let me tell you, you're missing out. The cards are beautiful. The IRs are beautiful. The SIRs are beautiful. The artwork, the size of the sets, they're just good. It's just all around good. It's inexpensive. It's available, so I get it. There's no like urgency or anything like that. But if you do like the stuff, there's no better time to open a pack of something than when it's available. When it's readily available, when you can get a booster box cheap, when you can get whatever product that you want to open cheap. And by cheap, I mean at like the actual price that it should be on release, MSRP or below. That's when you want to open some stuff, not later. I know people are going to want to open it like 10 years from now and they'll be like, oh my God, how awesome is this stuff? And if you're not attached to the new Pokemon, I do suggest, if you have the time to do so, play the new games. Yes, are they glitchy? Mm-hmm. Even if you need to borrow somebody's Switch, even if you need to borrow the game from someone, whatever you got to do, or you can buy the game and resell the game. Switch games resell pretty well. I'm close to, what they actually, you're going to get that much enjoyment out of it. I promise. It's good. You're going to learn the new Pokemon. You're going to learn the new characters and not necessarily have to rely on when are they going to put out a Gen 1 set? When's the next evolutions? And or 151. There's a shiny set coming out in January, which is, it's going to be interesting. We'll see if I don't know if they're going to do shiny versions of the full arts. So like Alakazam here would be shiny Alakazam, but with some twinkles around them, like they did with Hidden Fates, Shining Fates. Or if they'll get into like shiny alt arts, would be pretty wild. I don't know if they'll do that. I think it'd be easier to do the shinies and the full arts and probably better. Leave the SIRs to be their own special thing. I don't know. It's weird. Because, at the start of Sword and Shield, we had a lot of stuff that kind of got better versions. Like the Charizard VMAX didn't have a rainbow in the same set, so it was the chase. But then they had a rainbow version, then they had a shiny version, then so that kind of thing. So I kind of hope that they leave the SIRs alone and they just do the full arts in shiny form. Maybe some baby shinies. It'd be pretty cool. But yeah, one poster box? What the hell? So, yes, that's not every poster box. No, the poster boxes aren't any better than any other product. Sometimes people just get lucky. All right, what do we got here? We got Thel Ryan, who says 151 booster bundle had quite a few discolored cards. Any info on them? So what you have here is a lack of magenta. So you can see all the reds. So the red on her headband, on her dress. She got very kind of like brown, yellow kind of thing. So there's 3 different colors that are combined. The dots of those colors are kind of plotted on here to give you all of the different colors. And what we're missing here is some, if not all of the magenta, which is pretty wild. So you see, we're missing some red here. Oh, we got a doorbell. Just a second. All right. Sick. We got the beautiful DHL package. Speaking of Bai, we have a sick nasty Japanese haul opening coming up soon. Keep an eye out for that. That's what's going on here. This is very compact, very nicely packed here. So yes, the magenta. Lacking magenta. We're lacking kind of like the red colors here. Looks like the entire box was probably that way. Booster bundle. So yeah, I would separate out all of those. Definitely a market for that. And typically your yellow is going to leave first if it's sun bleached. So that would lead me to believe that this is actually like a misprint. If it's missing yellow, if it's just a blue left kind of thing, blue and black, that's probably sun faded. All right. Printer running low on magenta. Yeah, either low or all around yawn. But I would say if you take a loupe, Jewelers Loupe, should be a link in the description. You can take a look in there. You can see if the little magenta dots are there or not. Oh my goodness, the timing on that delivery. I'm very excited that I got here though. Very excited for that Japanese opening that we're going to do. Now, last but not least, we have congrats to the winner. /S Sarcasm by my dude 356. We have a Primeape Gem Mint 10 non-hollow that went for $17,100. 68 bids. So I don't know. I guess this was like a gag that people were bidding on this thing. Not that funny. I don't know if this was like a revenge thing, like a angry individual thing, or just for the memes. But regardless, it's probably not going to be paid for. I hope it's not going to be paid for. And that's all I have for you today. Thank you very much for tuning in. See you guys in the Discord. Come on in there. Get on in there. See you next time.